Hydrochloric acid, also known as HCl or even stomach acid, is one of the most important fluids that we have in our body. And there's a huge percentage of the population that feels like, oh man, I gotta turn my stomach acid off, and they're turning it off on purpose. But even if a person isn't turning their stomach acid off on purpose, there's a wide variety of reasons that they may not be making enough stomach acid. And most people who think that they have too much stomach acid are actually not making enough. In any case, a lack of stomach acid can create a world of trouble. You don't want to miss this.
TC Hale is not a doctor and does not claim to be a doctor or licensed in any type of medical field. Don't be an idiot and use anything heard on the show as medical advice. This information should be used for educational purposes only, and you should contact your doctor for any medical advice. Now get off me.
So a few of the possible problems that can come from a lack of stomach acid are nutrient deficiencies, burping or bloating, stomach discomfort after you're eating, like, whether you're bloating or just feel like, oh man, why does my food kind of sit there like a rock for 17 hours? Acid reflux or heartburn, and yes, acid reflux is caused by not having enough stomach acid. It's not caused by having too much stomach acid like the advertisers tell us, and we'll get to that in a second. Another thing is chronic constipation can come from a lack of stomach acid, and this isn't the only possible cause of constipation, but it can be a big one. And the biggest problem is that the door is always open for critters to sneak into your body, and that can kind of be a problem. So let us know in the comments section below the video if you have issues that you're dealing with that you think might be coming from a lack of stomach acid. So stomach acid is crucial for digestion and our health in general for a number of reasons. But when we eat, our stomachs make hydrochloric acid, and we basically need this stomach acid to start the breakdown process of our food, especially protein. We're going to have a real hard time breaking down protein if we're not making enough stomach acid. And to break down your food and get nutrients out of it, guess what? That's why we eat food. Our bodies can't do anything with a peanut butter sandwich. We need to be able to break that food down into vitamins and minerals and amino acids and fats and all the nutrients and vitamins and all this stuff that the body needs. As humans, we don't eat because it's delicious. We eat to give the body the nutrients it needs to function correctly. Do you think that you would eat if you didn't need nutrients for your body to function? No. Think of all the money you would save. You've never had to buy food. Your apartment would have a helicopter, for goodness sake. So once the food is properly broken down and acidified in the stomach, it leaves the stomach and goes into the duodenum. And that's when the gallbladder squirts this alkaline bile down on this acid product to help neutralize it. And what happens when this alkaline product meets an acid product is the opposite pHs colliding like this creates a sizzle. And this sizzle is what you're living on. This sizzle is what helps us really bust that food apart and pull all the nutrients out of that food. Remember, we're eating to get those nutrients, and you need that sizzle to make this happen. That means that both sides of digestion need to be working, the stomach acid side and the alkaline bile side. And a lot of people don't have the bile flowing correctly enough to create this sizzle either. We'll put a link to a video in the description below this video for a video figuring out, hey, what are all the signs of possible poor bile flow, and you can check that out too. I'll point that out at the end of the video. But if our food is not initially acidified in the stomach, then when the bile drops down, we don't get the sizzle. And that's why it blocks us from having the ability to get all the nutrients out of that food. Now, the real problem with this is that if the food cannot be broken down correctly, it's going to rot and ferment. That's the way it breaks down, by process of rotting and fermenting. And this rotting and fermenting creates gases and toxins. And those gases will start to expand and create bloating, pain, or discomfort. Beyond that, a stool that is not acidic enough because it was not acidified enough in the stomach can move through the system very slowly, causing constipation and an inability to remove waste. Well, you kind of want to remove waste. What happens if you don't take the trash out? All this trash accumulates, and a lot of times the body will store some of this junk in fat cells, and then our fat expands, and now our pants don't fit. Now, keep in mind, like I said, this lack of stomach acid is not the only cause of constipation. If you're dealing with chronic constipation issues, we'll put a link to some information below in the description about other causes of constipation. But with most chronic constipation issues, a lack of stomach acid is at least a contributing factor. But You want the body to be able to take out the trash. You don't want that trash to accumulate because it's going to create a toxic environment in the body. I mean, what happens in your house if the trash isn't taken out? It's a problem. So that's the same situation in your body. And HCl in the stomach also triggers other actions in the digestive process. So when enough HCl is produced in the stomach and the stomach is acidic enough, it triggers a valve at the bottom of our esophagus to close so that food doesn't get pushed back up and that acid doesn't burn us. So when there's not enough acid to trigger that valve to close, we get reflux or acid reflux or burn or heartburn or all these problems that people are dealing with when they're girding it up real nice and all that. It's not caused by too much stomach acid. It's caused by not enough stomach acid to trigger that valve to close. Now, there's other factors that can contribute to reflux. We'll put links to some videos on reflux in the description below this video if you need to check that out. But this HCl triggers that valve to close, and it also triggers other processes further down the line. It's what triggers the bile to drop. It kind of triggers enzymes and other pancreatic functions like, bicarb, all these other things that are needed for digestion. A lot of them are triggered by HCl. So when there's not enough HCl, a lot of those processes don't get triggered. Oh yeah, guess what? There's another big one. The most important factor about HCl may be its protective properties. So when we eat food, bacteria and other pathogens and microbes and varmints can hitch a ride on that food and enter the body through the stomach. Well, without enough HCl there to kill these invaders, these critters can come in and set up camp and replicate and have a keg party and raise their kids. So this HCl is like our knight in disgusting armor. It's what fries everything in an acid bath when it comes in. And when there's not enough HCl there, critters come in and they set up problems. A lot of people are dealing with SIBO now. Like all the cool kids have SIBO. Well, SIBO is triggered by not enough stomach acid. That's what leaves the door open so all the bad guys can come in. So this is a pretty big deal. So if enough acid can be produced in the stomach, these pathogens get killed and we don't have these problems. It's the first line of defense to your whole body. So maybe it's not such a great idea to just turn it off. Mother Nature made that stomach acid for a reason, and when we turn it off, we're just like, Mother Nature's stupid. And we're just smacking Mother Nature in the face because we think we're smarter. Might not be such a great idea. So as you can see, ensuring that your body has the ability to make enough stomach acid can be crucial for digestion, but also a lot of other factors for health. So if you want to figure out if your digestion is working correctly, we have a totally free digestion course. It's all done online, and we'll put the link to that totally free course in the description below this video. And it can help you walk through figuring out, are there aspects of digestion that aren't working for me? And if there are, it walks you through the steps you can take to improve those issues. For now, to figure out if the other side of digestion is working well for you, that alkaline bile side, you can check out our video for 10 signs of poor bile flow. I can't wait to hear about your results.